A new name is now attached to one of the Lowcountry's largest military installations.
Joint Base Charleston is now Joint Base Lindsey Graham, honoring the late senator's military service and decades representing South Carolina and Washington.
Live 5's Elijah Brown was there as leaders unveiled the new sign and reflected on the legacy behind the name.
Let us mark this new beginning in 3, 2, 1.
It's only one name added to Joint Base Charleston, but it represents 33 years of military service and a lifetime dedicated to South Carolina. The 13 letters of late Senator Lindsey Graham's name now stretch across the new sign, welcoming visitors to what is officially Joint Base Lindsey Graham. It's the latest recognition of a man who became one of the country's most recognizable voices on national security, defense, and foreign policy.
Senator Lindsey Graham dedicated his life to serving this state and serving the armed forces of the United States. He served this nation both in uniform and in both houses of Congress, as everyone here knows. But in both capacities, it was always the same mission. He knew the timeless truth that to ensure peace, we must be prepared.
That mission, Hegseth says, was making sure America was prepared to defend itself. And Graham's support wasn't just from behind the Senate desk. Here at the base, military leaders say his work also helped bring millions of dollars in improvements to the installation.
From today forward, these planes will have Joint Base Graham on their tail, a reminder that Senator Graham was the American people's workhorse.
And for Graham's family, the name carries a much more personal meaning. His sister remembered a man who loved the Air Force long before he entered the Senate and who continued serving until he was required to retire as a colonel in 2015.
Lindsey loved the Air Force. He loved its mission. He loved wearing the uniform of his country.
33 years in uniform, more than 3 decades representing South Carolina in the Senate, and now his name permanently attached to a military installation in the state he called home. Reporting in North Charleston, Elijah Brown, Live 5 News.